What if I told you there's a game genre that's going to be your next obsession? You might be wondering, what exactly am I talking about? Well, this is a genre where precision and timing are everything. They're the essentials of this genre. Without them, well, the game loses its core essence. But enough with the build-up. The genre that I'm talking about is rhythm games. But wait, don't just go yet. This might be way more interesting than you think. And if you're someone who's already sunk over 1000 hours into rhythm games, you can still watch this video. This one's for the curious folks. So what's so special about this genre? Well, it's going to push your limit, like literally. Now, in most competitive games, you climb ranks, outplay your opponents, and maybe even come out on top. Let's say you've made your way up there and there's absolutely nobody that's better than you. You're now a threat to everyone. But then you start to feel empty, like you're not getting that challenging and exciting feeling anymore. What if instead of being the threat, you're up against it? Getting back that feeling you've been missing and reminding yourself why you started playing in the first place. That's the kind of feeling rhythm games give you. You might have seen some crazy rhythm game clips that left you wondering, is that even possible? Let's rewind back to when I said it's going to push your limit. Well, that answers your question. Yes, it's possible. It would push your limit and eventually you get to the point where you play this thing, or this, or even this. Don't you want to push your own limit? You might just learn something valuable, like I did. You see, I learned a life lesson from this game genre. There was a time when I didn't trust my instincts at all. I doubt every decision because I was afraid of messing up. But when I started playing rhythm games, everything changed when I faced a tough sequence. I was at my limit, but for the first time, I had to stop thinking of what's holding me back. I had to trust my intuition and just go with the flow. There's no room for hesitation. And you know what? It made me believe in myself in a way I never had before. Every time I nailed a tough sequence, it wasn't just a win in the game. It was a win over my own doubts. It felt like it taught me the purpose to live. So I went outside and applied that lesson to real life. But then I realized that was my first time going outside. There's one unique thing about rhythm games, and it's something really strange. Zoning out. Usually when you play games, you go through 3 states. The first one is casual warm-up. Here, you're still aware of your surroundings. Then you start to focus on the game, and obviously, the more you focus, the less you notice anything outside the game. And finally, you reach a flow state where you're performing at your optimal level, and your armpits start to sweat and stuff. But rhythm games can take you to an additional state where everything fades away. This strange phenomenon happens when you're constantly trying to beat a map or level, failing many times, but you keep going. You basically don't know what you're seeing or what you just did, but you perform at your peak without even realizing it. And I've found myself in this state so many times. It's like your instincts take you over, yet every move is spot on. And once you experience that, you'll wonder how you played anything else. As I mentioned at the beginning of this video, rhythm games require precision and timing. Like Osu, you have to precisely aim at circles and click at just the right moment. But some rhythm games take a different approach. Take Geometry Dash for example. Instead of relying solely on the beat, it relies more on the timing. You jump, fly, wave through obstacles with precise timing. But that doesn't mean that the music is just a background noise. In fact, the music helps you anticipate what's coming next, making those long, complex levels easier to memorize. It's a different kind of rhythm, but just as addictive. You guys should give rhythm games a try if you haven't already. You can play them on your PC, your phone, consoles, or even with VR if you have it. And if you don't have any of those platforms, you can always hit up the arcades. Speaking of arcades, they're also where the rhythm game community really shines. The passion for their favorite game is undeniable. Let's take Pump It Up for this one. This arcade classic used to have several PC versions before they were taken down, but the community won't let it slip away like that. They've created a replica of Pump It Up on PC, keeping the game alive even though the official versions no longer exist. If you're curious about the history of this game, let me know in the comments. I'd love to dive into it in another video. Consider helping out the channel by subscribing or liking this video. If you didn't enjoy it, feel free to move on. Unless you've got nothing better to do and decide to drop some hate comments, that's an option too. See you in the next video.